everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of A Year in the Garden, a week at a time. We are 2 weeks before last frost date. So it is another lovely spring day here in southeastern Wisconsin, and I'm actually in a little bit of a lull here in the gardening season because it's still too cold to put stuff out in the garden, but I've got most of my warm weather vegetables started, and the cold weather vegetables are doing really well, so I thought I would just kind of take you around and do a little garden tour of what I have planted so far. As you look behind me, look at this beautiful tree. I love this time of year. This tree is just glorious. This is my crabapple tree, and every year it is just more and more gorgeous. So I've got a red-winged blackbird behind me serenading you. He's having a good time. Let me take you around and show you the garden. So let's start here. I think this was the first thing I planted, so we'll start here. These are potatoes that I have. I believe these are 25-gallon pots, and they're all have popped up now. We have Kennebec Whites, Yukon Golds, and the Pontiac Reds. So I need to put some straw down in here. I usually cover this with straw, but last time I was at Tractor Supply, they didn't have it, so I'm gonna maybe stop tonight and pick up some straw and just put a good, couple inches of straw on here, which will keep the pots moist, and it will also keep any light from getting on the potatoes if they should poke their heads through. Over here at this third of the garden are vegetables that I winter sowed. So this is spinach here, and you can see I'm gonna pick some of this today. It is ready to have its first picking. Kale, we'll add a few leaves of baby kale in there. This is tetsoi, which is a Chinese vegetable, kind of like bok choy. This is mizuna. Isn't it a beautiful vegetable? I'm going to throw some of that in my salad tonight too. So here in the next third of this bed, I've got black-seeded Simpson and romaine type called crisp mint. So I'm going to go ahead and pick some of this for my salad tonight. And in the last third of this bed, I have restarted carrots and radishes because this is the bed that my dog got into and dug everything up. So nothing's coming up yet. These are the ones that survived. That's where I would be. Here's some carrots that survived. That's where I would be. And then over here I threw in some kohlrabi plants. And again, these were started with winter sowing. So I thought I would show you how I harvest this lettuce. I just basically pinch off the leaves like that. These would make really nice lettuce wraps. I think that's what I should make for supper tonight. Fill those up and eat them. And there we go. That's enough for me to eat for dinner tonight, especially because I'm going to add some spinach to it. So I'm just going to take some of these bigger leaves. This is the one I pulled off before. That should be enough for a nice salad. Then I'm adding some of this Mizuna. Isn't it pretty? The purple stems. There is dinner for tonight. While we're here, let's take a look at my rhubarb. I want to say that the rhubarb is behind where it was last year. I think because it's been so dry, but it's finally kind of getting going here. I've been watering it. There she is. That's the one. I've been watering it to make sure it gets enough water. So it's catching up. So I can't wait for strawberry rhubarb crisp. And then over here are my peas. You can see they're getting really big. They're starting to grab onto the fence. You see that there? So half of this fence is sugar snap peas and half of it is snow peas. Now I've noticed that the snow peas over here are behind the sugar snap peas as far as height. So hopefully they will catch up. So in my herb bed here, this is creeping thyme, more thyme over here, a couple different kinds. Parsleys that I planted. This is cilantro back here. And look at this oregano. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, it's just beautiful. I think it's just so lovely. So I need to come in here. How many of you have problems with this rhizome grass? You just cannot get rid of it. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have this rhizome grass. Because it seems like once it gets in here, you just cannot get rid of it. In this bed here, this is my 4-foot by 4-foot bed, we have broccoli. The two outside rows are mini broccoli and the inside row is a regular broccoli. So they've all done really well after transplanting. Right after I transplanted them, they looked very sad and wilty. And as soon as, like about a day later, they just popped right up and they've been good ever since. So they're doing really good. This bed here has onions in it. I've still got the top on this bed. Until the rabbits are done having their babies, the top's gonna stay on this bed because they get in here and dig. So for right now, the onions are finding their ways through the holes of the hardware cloth. They're doing fine. They've settled in. It looks like they've settled their roots. I'll probably leave that cover on there for a little while longer. Over here in this corner is tarragon. This is a perennial in my area and it spreads. So I'm constantly pulling. Here you can see it spreading. So if you grow it, I would probably like grow it in a pot in the ground. Because it just goes everywhere and I just end up pulling those extra ones out. Like after a rain, I'll go in and pull those out because they come out a lot easier. Same with this stupid rhizome grass. It's much easier to pull out after it rains. Here's curly parsley. This is sage. This is also a perennial in my garden. I just absolutely love it. It smells so good. And it's really grown fast now. Here we have curly parsley that survived the winter. Flat leaf parsley that also survived the winter. This is a combination of hyssop and yarrow. I don't know, it's a funny combination, but this plant over here is hyssop. And then this here is my yarrow, which I absolutely love, the yarrow. So we walk over here, more yarrow. And then we have chives. These are my old chives that I've had here for a while. Parsley, flat leaf parsley, more chives, curly leaf parsley, more chives. flat leaf parsley, and dill. And then in here I have cabbage, cabbage. Those were all winter sown. And then these are called elecampane. They will get to be, about 8 feet tall. Thought I dug this one up, but apparently I didn't get it all. And there's another one. Okay, this down here is all cabbage. And just like the broccoli, it has recovered very well from being transplanted. So I have 3 cabbages called .1 cabbage. They are about baseball size with a point on it. And then 3 mini cabbages, not baseball size, softball size. These are softball size cabbages. This beautiful plant is called Lavage. It's one of my favorite things in my garden. It is a perennial in my area, and it smells like celery. It has a very strong celery taste. So when I'm making like soups and stews and stuff, I end up using this. I happen to like celery flavor in my soups and stews, and so this really adds that wonderful celery flavor. In this little bed, I've planted some spring onions here, and then I planted 3 rows of a butter lettuce, which I'm going to be using as a cut and come again lettuce. So they are just coming up, which is surprising because it's been pretty cold. Sorry, my dog is on squirrel patrol, and the squirrels are messing with her. And then here I have 3 more of those tetsoi plants. I also have an onion plant left over from last year. So I purchased some strawberry plants. I thought these were interesting because they have red flowers on them. This variety is called Buried Treasure Red. So I'm pretty sure I want to start planting strawberries, get a strawberry bed again. I just haven't decided where I want to put it. So for now, these are going to be going in a pot. But aren't those flowers pretty? So all over my yard I have these violets and weeds, but they are just so pretty. And then I love, this is the color combination I love. The dandelions with the violets. It's just so pretty. It's so vibrant. That would make a pretty background. Over here is my mint. All around my ash tree I have mint. There is mojito mint in here and regular mint in here. More dandelions. And chocolate mint. So this chocolate mint, whoop, come back here, smells heavenly. It's just heavenly. So yeah, this year I want to make sure to dry a bunch of this mint because I just think it's so beautiful. Last stop we'll make is here. All of these plants waiting to go outside. My girlfriend and I went flower shopping last weekend, and I bought a few plants, a few flowers. These flowers over here that are blooming are the ones I planted from seed. None of them can go outside yet, especially because there were snowflakes in the forecast for tonight. bachelor buttons over there are blooming. And lots of tomatoes and peppers. I've been asking everybody I know to consider what kind of tomatoes and peppers they want so I can pull them out before my plant sale next week. So my project today is to get all this watered. And then these are the things I started last week. It's been cold here. It really has been cold. So, but some of these are coming up. Some of the cucumbers are coming up. And the zucchini's just coming up. Basil is coming up. Cantaloupe's coming up. See, they're just about ready to push through. So I've been keeping them covered. These are all beans. I can see that they're just starting to crack the surface. So they will be up soon. And then those are sunflowers down there. They are not up yet. Also in here are my overwintered peppers. These are these weird peppers. This one is flowering like crazy. I need to trim this. And it's just, I need a time when I can just sit outside and look at it and just really trim it up. But they're enjoying being outside in the greenhouse with all this light. So as you can see, my garden is sitting here waiting to be planted. It's just a matter of it getting warm enough. Now the soil is warm enough. I took the temperature of the soil and it's 50 degrees. So it is warm enough. There's that lovely tree. But I just have to wait until the nights are not quite as cold. So that should do it for this episode. Nice little garden tour. Just kind of show you how things are doing in the garden. We did finally get some rain, which is good. We got about 1.5 inches of rain early this week, and then we got like 1/4 of an inch a couple days after. And so that really helped. Everything just brightened right up after that. It was so dry here. It's just been really dry. Now tonight there's a chance we could get some rain too. Keep my fingers crossed because we could really use it. We're so far behind in the rain. So next week I'm going to be having a plant sale here at my house. There are a lot of rummage sales going up in the subdivision, so I'm going to put a table out front and sell a bunch of my tomatoes, which means I have to pick which tomatoes I'm going to grow and which ones I'm not going to. The rest of them I'm going to sell and give away. And then the week after that, I'm going to be gone for the weekend, which was the weekend I was going to plant everything. But I'm going to go see my son and daughter-in-law and granddaughter. And I'm really looking forward to that because I haven't seen them in a really long time. So I am not going to plant until Memorial Day weekend. So that will be the big video for planting all my tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers and zucchini, and I do have some melons and sunflowers, peas. Everything should be going in the garden that weekend. So I'm really looking forward to that. So until I see you next time, have a great week and happy gardening, everybody. Bye-bye.